I call myself a child of the diaspora because I was born in Jamaica, but after finishing college, I went into the Peace Corps, where I lived in West Africa for 2.5 years, almost. And then I went back to Africa to shoot a documentary, Death of Two Sons, which I produced. And so Africa's kind of been in my rearview mirror all my life. And I was in Africa for a year before I took my first vacation. I went to Ghana from the Ivory Coast. I went to Ghana to the slave castles, and I had a very traumatic and beautiful experience being in the slave castles. And it was walking home from that experience, I made the decision, like, film school or studying film was it. That's the next phase my life is gonna take. I really just thought, like, if I died doing something, what would it be? And filmmaking was the answer. I applied to NYU, and to my surprise, I got in. And NYU was instrumental, and it's an amazing program, and it's an amazing school because, like, I had no film background. I was a pretty decent writer, and I believe I got in on the strength of the writing and some of the ideas I presented in my application. But the when I got here, they they recognized the voice, I believe, and they helped me acquire the technical knowledge, um, lighting and editing and acting and all those things that would help that voice find a way to express itself. And I just happened to be surrounded by some of the best filmmakers in the world. My classmates were phenomenal. And it's one thing, I don't knock anybody who grabs a camera and goes out there and shoots. But when you're surrounded by people constantly who are better than you, who are doing magical things, making beautiful mistakes, and you get to watch them make their mistakes, so when it's time for you to make your film, you have 2 or 3 steps ahead of the game just because you got to see someone who's brilliant make a mistake, or someone who sucks make a mistake. It doesn't matter. Like, there's so much synchronicity, or so much symbiotic. Whales, those little creatures that eat off of. I was eating off of everybody I met. I learned watching everybody, and I think that they learned watching from me as well. And that's why NYU is amazing. Not to mention the faculty and the staff that are paid just to do that. But and then the exposure to people like Spike Lee and Oliver Stone coming in giving lectures, and I didn't really know how to write a feature-length screenplay until Tony Gilroy, who wrote the Born Supremacy series. So he came in, and Michael Clayton, and gave a 1 2 hour lecture on screenwriting, and that completely changed my approach to screenwriting. I think he's almost singularly responsible for how my scripts move and feel, and how Kinyarwanda reads. How you doing? My name is Alrick Brown, and you're watching Real Black.